End of world seeker seeks nimble minks for lifelong love. End of world game show host, come on. Message beamed into the housewife's head. End of world, I blame myself. From the speeding protons near to light comes this soupy mass. How does it taste? A little fuzzy, like the floor of a cab. I love that drab cloth style. I watch Star Trek and X-Files religiously. Who's ready for a nap? The comet breeds a cocktail of vodka and barbiturates. Whoever they fight, aim high, save grandma, follow my lead on Twitter, don't be scared, call in sick. What is it? Star? I want you to want me, I need you, etc. But since the end of the world was postponed, you don't look so good. Thanks. This is a poem called From Gannett the Elder to Gannett the Younger. It's for Jake out of York. You're an experiment in beauty and nothingness too. You know you're a white guy, right? Have you listened to that kick-ass version of Waiting for the End of the World? Have you even listened to Elvis Costello at all? Your life story will sound better without the paperwork. Those pains you feel could be me trying to saw you in half, trying to make you disappear. Hey, mutability, look it up. You're going to need a good chemist. That scene where your mother says, don't knock anyone up or end up in jail, that didn't make the cut, but it's on the DVD. Your flaws will need more heroics, way more heroics. We don't deserve each other, or maybe we do. Can I get you another bourbon? How about some kids? Tantrums so epic, they're nearly Catholic, but now I'm talking about you. Lack of sleep, throwing you wider and wider until you sound like air hissing from a tire. Is that your essence? Only time will tattle. These kids just want to dance, don't you? Breathe like you were sucker punchlined in the gut. None of this will be on the tests. You know you're a white guy, right? You should probably read more. The context for it is there were these old like dragon lady managers at the restaurant, and they were just always complaining about how the busboys were terrible compared to how busboys used to be. And it just blew me away that she imagined that there was a time when busboys were filled with pride to clean the trash off someone's table. The golden age. Managers were always lamenting the olden days when busboys were interesting, focused, reliable, and self-sufficient, like protagonist Marlboro men. It was idiot smokers management nostalgia for when busboys supported the cause and did it all, were detail-oriented, and never so boring as to go get drunk and pass out on the beach with the tide rolling in without a witness. Grease fire in the kitchen, a busboy could organize his breath and blow it out. A restaurant, a confusion of dirty tables, a riot of tourists. One busboy alone could handle it, working double shifts inside every minute for weeks. At the height of summer, frequently hungover, but his mechanics were always solid. He was never late, never. The tables would be so clean, you could eat off them. That's how one manager put it. You used to be able to eat off a table when a busboy was done. Those busboys were punctual. Those busboys weren't ashamed of their black and white checkered polyester pants, but for some reason, it's unclear, the model busboys of yesteryear hung it up, their trash bags, in orderly ways and said, fuck this. And he escaped the 17th Ward. He escaped his name. Nobody wanted to see an Eric Weiss escape from a pair of black and white checkered polyester pants, so he slipped into Houdini after bootlegging his way from Hungary, which he called Appleton, Wisconsin. That's how good he was. He was a Hungarian named Eric Weiss who tricked everyone into thinking he was a Houdini from Appleton, Wisconsin. His father was a chowder cook. His mother was a colossal deep sigh of a wave. Hello. In school, he could make Jim disappear. He was voted most likely to be first in line, then he was voted most likely to die. At airports, he escaped being strip-searched with swagger. In Russia, he escaped from Siberia. In Escape from New York, he escaped from New York with a case of $100 bills. He could escape all kinds of shit just by holding his breath. He could even escape his image in a mirror. That's as good as escaping time. Compared to that, being suspended upside down in a fish tank filled with managers and electric eels was nothing. He was like a curtain. He was like a pair of dark shades and a mouth with gold teeth. He could regurgitate small keys at parties to impress chicks. When he had to work in a restaurant, he busted tables with his thoughts. When he kissed the waitresses, he never even moved his lips.
Yes.
Our secret treehouse is hidden high, built into the branches of an immortal, sturdy maple tree. Under a canopy of two-toned leaves, our hideaway is solid, secure, offering confidential sunlight, stealthy shelter. Daring squirrels and curious birds watch us, keeping company. The treehouse is both our center and edge. Together we snicker like naughty children. This liaison confirmed only by a community of clouds. This poem's from my second book, Words Gone Wild. And I'll finish with a poem from my last book called Home. I live in a bubble where prom queens have pull and men worship three-pointers. Wrong number conversations last for an hour. The mayor mows his own lawn, and people remember generations past each time my youngest son smiles. My home floats above and beyond any embellished horizon. Cyclical and circular, a perfect lustrous sphere of continuous beginnings, perpetual endings, untouchable moments that I can hold in the palm of my hand.